Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's reading. We're just going to take a quick look into the energy and see what messages we need to hear for tonight and potentially for this week. I will be using my Everyday Witch Tarot deck. This is very special to me. If you've seen my previous videos, you know why. So I'm excited to be using this deck again for tonight's messages. As I shuffle, you can feel free to set your own intentions for this reading, either in your mind out loud or in the comments, however you feel good doing it. So right away, I'm feeling a very mirrored energy between counterparts right now. There is definitely a really big sense of daydreaming, fantasizing for the purpose of manifesting going on right now. And this is with the Seven of Cups card. So what I'm really feeling with this card is both the counterparts are really trying to visualize and use kind of like a manifestation technique through fantasizing to see if they can draw their counterpart in energetically. I'm feeling like the divine feminines are doing this in a way that, would telepathically hint to their divine masculine what they're looking for, what they're hoping for, and trying to elicit some form of communication from them by doing this. And the divine masculines are doing this by really thinking ahead. I'm kind of getting the sense that there has to be more of a concerted effort to look into short-term goals, because I'm seeing projected like future thinking for the divine masculines, building a home, building a family together, having kids and all of that. But how to get to that point, like how to even step forward to communicate to the feminine, that's where the strategizing is still kind of going on in the background. So this is definitely, like I said, a mirrored energy where both counterparts are doing this, but in their own ways. The first card that flew out was the Seven of Pentacles. So here, I just heard Spirit say the fruits are ready to harvest. So what I'm feeling like here is that you are about to reap the fruits of all of this manifestation, this hard work that you guys have been trying to do. And as you're getting closer, of course, there's emotional turmoil going on at the same time, because sometimes when you feel that energy so close, there's this fear of the unknown, this anxiety of the unknown that tends to take over. If is this real? Is it going to happen? And that's when the clinging energy comes in, like, oh my gosh, I'm so close, I have to make sure everything is perfect. And that is kind of what happens to be counterproductive for what you're trying to achieve, because that clinging energy creates resistance, right, within the universe. And so that's where this Eight of Swords comes in, where it's like your manifestation is so close. Just trust that it's coming to you, and it's going to come to you in the way that it is meant to. There's nothing that you are going to do that will make this not come to you, because if something is meant to be, it's going to find its way to you, right? Just like you can't stop what you don't want to happen from happening, you can't stop what's supposed to happen from happening, right? So that's that here. So with the Queen of Swords, what I'm really getting is that be mindful of your energy. Spend a lot of time, in resting and meditation if you can, to clear out the collective energies that might be bogging you down, or that you might be empathically internalizing, because that does happen. That's quite common. But this is a time where it can feel like an emotional storm. There's no doubt about that, where I kind of visualize this as being your mind with all of these things kind of these twigs or whatever they're supposed to be flying around in there, of all these potentials, all of these possibilities, all these different ideas. And here you are trying to control all of that in this whirlwind, and it's becoming like a tornado in your mind. So what Spirit is saying here is to guard your energy. Really make sure that you take time to, I heard, cut through the clutter. So cut through the clutter of your thoughts. Cut through anything that's cluttering your energy, and just really take time to balance yourself. And especially in true twin flame connections, this is so important, you guys, because everything is mirrored. So if you clear your energy and you clear the clutter of your thoughts, you're going to trigger your divine counterpart into doing the same thing. So that is really, really important here. I am going to go to the Astro Codes or Star Codes Astro Oracle. Obviously I cannot speak today, and see what other guidance we can get here. What else do we need to know? Release the past, South Node. So I just heard Spirit say drop it. There are some aspects of the past that many in the collective are holding on to beyond what is necessary. And this is only serving to bring your vibration down from time to time. And I'm really feeling like when those memories trigger, it causes you a lot of emotional pain. And this definitely has to do with your partnership with your twin flame. Some of you could be feeling, betrayed by your partner. Some of you could be feeling like, just those memories of a third party situation that was really triggering for you, and it's almost traumatic, which, I think most of us can relate to, right? Because that is a traumatic experience, and emotionally it's just not pleasant. It's not something that anybody would ever want to deal with, and once it happens, it's really hard to let go of. It's really hard to forget that, because there will be things, incidences that will continuously remind you of that. So it's almost a need to reprogram your memory, reprogram your mind, so you can replace those with memories that you actually want to have, the new present moment memories that only exist between you and your counterpart, the ones that don't relate back to the past. And now notice the numbers 31 and 33 on here. So 333 is definitely an angel number to be paying attention to. And when that angel number shows up, it's really to just kind of bring your thoughts, realign your thoughts back onto the right track. Energy at the bottom of the deck here is relationships. This is 7th house energy. So absolutely, as your partnership with your twin flame is getting elevated to a new level, really, because you are coming into this reunion phase, you want to bring into it all the positivity that you can, and you want to leave all the negativity behind. That becomes really important, because if you don't work on that now, it's going to be really hard to maintain this relationship once this reunion does happen for you, because the last thing you want to be doing is operating off of your old trauma and creating more of a rift between yourselves, right? This is supposed to be a fresh new start, because that's what you've been manifesting, that's what you've been hoping for. And of course, this message is for those people that know that they want reconciliation with their true twin flame. This is not for people that are done with this person and they just want to move on and never look back. Of course, that's a totally different story, because this is a twin flame reading. And these are for actual true twin flames in the technical sense of being one soul housed in two bodies, you know, waiting and wanting to be reconnected, reunited with one another. That longing and that desire is always there. So here we got fourth house, home. Just as we said that, you know, building a home and a family together is something that these divine masculines are really fixated on right now. They know that this is what they want to do with you, divine feminine. And so, but what's holding them back is the fear of confrontation. You know, they are facing some opposition in their 3D physical circumstances. Some could be, you know, due to a third party. Some could be other karmic issues. Some could be, you know, just their inability to find the balance between their mind space and their heart space. But whatever the case is, it's really asking you to clear your energy and release the past. Like, Spirit is really, really emphasizing that here. Clear your energy and release the past. I'm going to go to my fortune cards here and see what else is coming through. What else do we need to know? Overcoming large obstacles, mountains, absolutely. So this first step in reaching out is a mountain to overcome. There's no doubt about that, because when you push somebody away, when you shut them out of your life, you shut them off, you ghost them, or you tell them to move on, and it's been a really long time since you've spoken, and those were kind of, you know, the last conversations that you had before the 3D disconnect happened. It's not easy to just reach back out to that person again and say, hey, I messed up, you know, I hope you're still available, would you mind letting me see you? It's not as easy as it seems, because this person doesn't know where you stand anymore. You know, they might be trying to find out. Sure, as twin flames, absolutely, telepathically they can feel it. You can channel each other's energy and you'll have an internal knowing. But you're afraid to act on that because you are never 100% sure. You know, like, you don't have that confirmation. And so take this for example, right? Like, before the 3D physical disconnect happens, you know, you meet your twin flame for the first time and you're kind of in this love bubble phase, and you know intuitively that the feelings are mutual, but yet, you know, the quote-unquote runner twin flame acts based out of ego and pushes you away and tells you no. Then, you know, of course you're left feeling very gaslighted and confused and like, I thought I knew this, I know this is not how they feel. And you're absolutely right, it's not. But they're acting based out of ego. So now, because the runner in this connection, you know, has experience with doing that, and they know how that works, they're afraid that who was once the quote-unquote chaser will do that this time around. So it's not easy to just pick up the phone and reach out and say, oh, hey, you know, I would love to reconnect. It's really not as easy as it seems, because you know you want them back. They don't know for sure whether you want them back or not. But there is also a heavy energy here of really wanting to go on a getaway with your divine counterpart. I'm seeing excuse me, some masculines really planning this. You know, like, in their head, they're really laying out a plan for how you can go on a romantic getaway together to kind of spend some time away from the normal day-to-day routine and have a rebirth in this connection, kind of rekindle that flame between you. This is something that they really want to do, and this is something that they are really thinking long and hard about. So that is also part of the Seven of Cups energy that we saw earlier, with the desire to manifest and doing it through, you know, daydreams and thoughts and all of that. But the good news is, you guys, we definitely have a message coming in. Communication will be had here very, very soon for those of you who are resonating with this reading. A separation is absolutely ending. For some, I am getting that there is somewhat of a third-party situation standing in a way. It's not a relationship, absolutely not. But it is someone from the past kind of vying for this person's attention, and because of external circumstances, you know, like surrounding people and energies and work environment, etc., I'm getting that your counterpart is not able to cut off this connection no matter how much they're trying to or wanting to. It's just something that, based on their circumstances, just isn't possible right now, right? Like, for example, if you work with somebody, you can't pretend they don't exist and cut them off and tell them to, you know, get out, for instance. Like, you know, it's not possible because you share the same work environment. Sometimes there's teamwork involved. There is stuff that's happening that requires communication, and then here's this person trying to, you know, like really establish communication with you through lies, through some form of manipulation, through you know, maybe like a guilt trip or whatever it could be, because I mean, everybody's going to resonate with this in a different way, right? Because it's a collective reading. But there's stuff happening in the background that isn't allowing whatever this third party situation is. And mind you, third party doesn't always have to be a person. It could be work, it could be family, you know, it could be things like that too. So it does not always have to be like another person. But whatever it is, there's just that energy that is trying over and over, due to being a karmic third-party connection, trying to gain a grip over your person's mind, over your person's thoughts, and trying to steer them a certain way. And of course, as twin flames, we are divinely protected and guided, right? So the growth and the love that the masculine feels for the feminine will always persist in their heart. Like, it does, external circumstances will never be able to change that, because it's something that heaven itself has established. It's established by the higher powers. That's why it is a meant to be connection. It's not something that, you know, people out of their own free will are creating. If you kind of think about twin flames, free will is a funny concept, because if something is really meant to be, you're not able to use your free will even to move away from that. Because look how many times so many people have tried to cut off their twin flame. They've tried to block them. They've tried to, you know, tell them that, you know, they don't want to talk. There's all kinds of things. And, you know, even with my clients that I work with, I see all kinds of scenarios where this is happening, right? Like, there's all kinds of reasons that you could give your twin flame to no longer communicate with you, or you know, to just kind of push them away, block them off. And it doesn't always have to be literal blocking, like on your phone or social media. It could be emotional blocking too, like putting them in a situation where they cannot reach out to you anymore, even though they have the means and the ability to. So, but then what happens? You always are drawn back to one another. If you did block them literally on something, you're pushed to unblock them at some point. For some people, they have their, you know, your home address, and they show up at your door with flowers or something, you know, like there's no way to really escape from your twin flame, no matter how much free will you think you have. So this is why I personally, as a twin flame myself and as a reader, always say that you can't escape your twin flame. You just can't, right? And union is really bound to happen if you are a true twin flame. So, like, there is really very little free will in a true twin flame connection. I mean, that's what I've experienced in my own connection. That is what I see in my clients' connections. And as I work with more and more people, I'm seeing this same dynamic play out over and over. So, but what I'm seeing here is that time is really turning in favor of union, and there is communication truly on its way, and it's just going to come out of the blue. Like, in my third eye, I'm being shown an envelope sealed with a heart just dropping out of the sky, and at your feet as you're standing outside, and you just see it and go, what's this? And that is a message from your twin flame. Like, this, it could be a phone call or a text message, or for some it could even be a physical letter that's mailed to them. I'm just getting that for some reason. So if you have a really traditional, like, old-fashioned twin flame counterpart, then yeah, they might put a pen to paper and actually physically write you a letter. Could happen. And if that does happen, I would love to know in the comments. Definitely let me know. But that's really what I'm getting here, is you're so close to reunion. Spirit wants you to clear your energy so that you don't create anxiety for yourself, so that you don't create emotional blocks for yourself that cause you to go on a tailspin. Collective energies right now are hard enough, but there's so much passion here, you guys. Like, anything that you really truly have a passion for, you're going to be driven to get it no matter what, right? You are going to be absolutely driven to get what you want. Think about every goal that you've ever set for yourself that was so important to you that you were willing to go through any means and any lengths to achieve that for yourself. That is what your twin flame is thinking. They are coming into enough balance in order to align their heart space and their mind space. And this is, an infinite connection. This is an unbreakable soul level bond here that is being signified by this infinity symbol up here. No matter which path they take, no matter which direction they turn, they're going to wind up right back here, right back with their divine counterpart. It's just meant to be that way. That's how it works. And this 3D world, especially in twin flame connections, is literally just an illusion, you guys. Because for true twin flames, in the technical sense, every obstacle that they face in this connection is an illusion, because every obstacle really has to be overcome. There's no going around that, because this is the purpose of your incarnating here together, and finding each other and triggering this awakening in one another. There's no other reason for it. So you're always going to be looking out on the horizon for a way to reach your twin flame. Your higher self will continually contact your twin flame. I have seen this happen in my own connection, and that's why I can say this as confidently as I'm saying it, because before I reached the union stage, it really didn't seem possible for me. It felt like I was holding on to a ghost. It's a moment of vulnerability, moment of candidness here. It felt like, I don't know what's going to happen. And of course, I have these psychic senses, right? So I knew on a deeper level what was happening, but at the same time, you get to a point where it becomes difficult to even trust your own intuition because you need some kind of 3D physical tangible proof. And then if you try to talk about this with anybody, they don't understand this type of connection, and they just, in their eyes, they think that, there's no way they made it so impossible to reconvene in any way, shape, or form. So how is this ever going to happen? And then that makes your ego mind wake up and say, gosh, yeah, I know. How is this ever going to happen? Am I crazy? And that's why so many of us twin flames feel like we are losing our sanity. But the good news is that we're not, because what we feel, what we internally, intuitively know, whether you're a psychic or not, doesn't matter. You are for your twin flame. You are always a psychic for your twin flame connection, because you will always, you can telepathically communicate, you will channel each other's energies, you will mirror each other. Your souls are one energy. You vibrate at the exact same core soul frequency that nobody else on this entire planet does. So you definitely know what's going on with your twin flame, and it doesn't matter what anybody else on the outside tells you. It really doesn't matter. But at the same time, it's normal, because we're all human, to feel like we need some sort of validation from somebody outside of us. But having been on this twin flame journey myself, and having been through that roller coaster ride, I will say, unless the person that you're talking to is also a true twin flame, like a real true twin flame, don't expect them to understand this journey. And just my personal recommendation is, don't talk to them about this journey, because they, number one, will not get it, and number two, they'll make you question your sanity, and number three, they'll make you doubt what you intuitively know. And my biggest advice to everybody is to always trust your intuition. Don't trust what other people are telling you, because they are not in this connection. You are. This person, this divine masculine, divine feminine, whoever, is not their counterpart. You are. They don't share the same soul as your person. You do. So this boils down to really the same concept of, don't tell me how to raise my child, because I gave birth to that child. That's my baby. I'm its mom. I know what's best for it, right? It's the same thing kind of for your twin flame, as funny as that sounds. Like, that person shares my soul. This is my soul connection. This is my journey. And that's my person. You don't know what I know. And there's no way you will ever know what I know, because we are the same person. You are somebody else looking on the outside of this connection that you don't understand. You're trying to understand a spiritual level connection on a material plane. And those two are like this, right? They will never meet. They will never cross. So that is just my biggest, suggestion out there to anybody that wants to keep their sanity as a twin flame. And that's just been my experience as well. And I know that most of you on here, if not all of you, can resonate with these sentiments. So for whatever reason, Spirit is really calling me to get this message out here today, more so than just through the tarot. And I hope that this reaches everybody that it's meant for. I hope that this reaches those people that Spirit had in mind when it had me do this recording, when it had me do this, because I'm really kind of on autopilot right now. I'm saying all these things, but I almost feel like Spirit is just kind of taking over and speaking through me, because this message needs to get out here for somebody. There's somebody here that really needs to hear this, and I hope and I pray that this message reaches you. The energy at the bottom of the deck, here's the Three of Pentacles. You're both working so hard to be the best versions of yourself for the sake of your connection. The Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. The masculines are working on everything that they can to plan for the Divine Feminine, you know, to just rekindle this flame and to be in beautiful, harmonious union, and to clear their pathway, to cast aside whatever is standing in the way so that they can be in union. And the Divine Feminine is doing everything she can to trigger her masculine into further energy healing, into further energetic union, so that he can be awakened enough to speak his truth, set his boundaries, release what no longer serves him, and take the leap of faith forward toward her. So this is just ultimate confirmation that you both are doing the work. Karma is being cleared here. Scales of balance are being restored. And, you know, the justice isn't blind to what needs to happen. If you notice, she's kind of peeking through the blindfold here. She is not blind to what's going on in this situation. She understands and she can see it, right? This Lady Justice. So this isn't blind justice by any means. She's seen the depression. She has seen, you know, all of this deep, traumatic healing work that you had to do to get to where you are now. And she knows that you're not trying to hurt any third parties by asking for your person, because in all reality, this is your person. This is not their person. This is not love that any third party who is a person is feeling for your counterpart. This is a toxic codependency that they're feeling. It's the illusion of love. That is not love, right? So that is where the scales of justice come in, that this third party also has a counterpart out there somewhere that she can truly love, or he can truly love, depending on, you know, what's going on here in your situation, because it's not always the masculine that's the runner, right? Sometimes the Divine Feminine is the runner. That happens. It's a little bit more rare, but it's not non-existent. I've seen that a lot, right? So of course, take this as it fits your situation, you guys, as this is a collective reading. So, you know, if the third party in your situation is a person and you're feeling guilty that, you know, what's going to happen to this other third party, the fact is that that third party has somebody out there that is really their person, but it's not your person, right? Your person is your person, and you're not wrong for wanting your person. This is a fated connection. The karmic connection had to be there for them to learn things, you know, these deep soul growth lessons, so that they could be the partner that you deserve. That's just something that they had to go through. And so when the time for that connection is up, then the time for that connection is up. And once the cycle is over, guys, it's over. Don't worry about that, you know, cycle repeating itself for any reason, because once it's done, it's done. I mean, look back at your own past relationships, for all those people that you may have dated that were not your people, right? And as I said that, I see 3333 on my recording timer, so more confirmation from spirit that that's the right path for thinking. You know, if you look back on your past relationships, once those relationships are done, if you look back at them now, you're just like, you know, I mean, yeah, it was what it was when it was there, but I'm done with that. Like, that chapter in my life is closed now. There's no way that I would want that person back. There's no way that I would want to rekindle that relationship, because you've moved forward from that, right? Now you've met your divine counterpart. You've actually met your true twin flame, and you know, this is my person. Like, you know, these people back here, yeah, they taught me a lot. Maybe I taught them a lot, but that doesn't mean I want to go back. So have the same faith in your divine counterpart. The twin flame journey calls for a lot of trust, you guys. And I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to trust. This is for the sake of your own sanity. It's really not for anything or anybody else. This is really for your sanity. Because if you don't trust, you are going to go down a negative rabbit hole spiraling loop that you're just going to go deeper and deeper underground with. And worries have a tendency to grow the more you feed them. This is why through this no contact separation, heaven is teaching you to trust. Trust what is meant to be will always find a way. Trust your person. They are loyal to you. In true twin flame relationships, if this is a true twin flame connection, your person is loyal to you. And I can also say that from experience. When we were in no contact, did I worry? Yes, a lot. But I did energy healing on myself. And when I did that, and my intuition grew stronger, the more that I cleared my energy and got rid of my worries, I saw how faithful my person always was to me. And, you know, by the grace of God, by the grace of heaven, still is and will be, because that is what's meant to be. And I hope and pray that this message gives those who need this peace, the peace that they're seeking, the peace that they are needing. I know that, you know, I needed to hear these messages a lot in my time. And I'm just so grateful to be a tiny, tiny drop of help to anybody, you know, who will come across these videos and resonate with these messages, to give them that faith, to give them that hope, to get through this time. Because really, honestly, no matter what it looks like right now, no matter what it feels like, this storm too shall pass. No difficulty has ever lasted forever. So have faith, keep your head up high, believe in yourself, believe in your love, believe in this true, unconditional, deep, meant to be love, and have faith in your person. Don't let paranoia take over, because once it does, it's really hard to get back on track. Believe me, we've all been there. It's a rough road. It's a roller coaster. Nobody can ever minimize that. But hang in there and stay strong, you guys. Thank you for joining me for tonight's reading. I will leave my Instagram handle in the video description box. If anyone would be interested in booking a personal reading with me, that would be the place to do it. And if anyone wants a tool to help them raise their vibration and get into alignment for lasting, permanent, harmonious union with their true twin flame, then I highly recommend my Twin Flame Manifestation Affirmations document, which you can purchase from me on Instagram as well. So I will, like I said, leave my Instagram handle in the video description box. I hope to see you guys there as well. But if not, I will definitely talk to you again in the next reading video. Have a beautiful night, my Twin Flame Soul Tribe. I will talk to you all again later.